Okay, so everyone and their mother is talking about ByuN and how great he did in Aesop's ROG. And unfortunately, he didn't do so well in the GSL Super Tournament, but we saw during there like his wrist issues were killing him. So I also want to talk about ByuN, but I don't want to talk about his 2-1-1 that everyone seems to be talking about. I want to talk about what he does with his 1-1-1 build against Zerg. He defeated Serral, Reynor, and Elazer to get into this tournament using this build. And I really like it because I think it's a great ladder build, and I think it's going to be really good. Ooh, that was weird. I think it's going to be really good as a build to learn from and to be safe. So here, what's different about the normal build is he's going for Marine, so he's not scouting. You can definitely go for the Reaper. You're just going to delay your factory a little bit. It's not the biggest deal. The Reaper Scout could save you against a sort of 3-minute, 4-minute roach attack. But I'm actually going to show another game where he defends the roach attack with the Marines. So he's doing one Marine, expand, factory, and then reactor, double gas from double gas on 20. And then he's going to get the second depot super late. So he's going to get a little bit supply blocked with his SCVs. But again, I mean, he's being really greedy here. So it's not the end of the world. Getting out the fast Hellions is pretty safe, especially against some sort of Ling all-in. And on this map, it's generally a longer game, so there's no reason to worry. He's just going to rally to 16-16 and then go up to 3 here. Getting out the fast Hellion. The starport's down before the Hellions. And what you've noticed probably is because of the second gas, he's not going 3cc. It's actually uncommon for ByuN to go for 3cc in TvZ, while everyone else, Morrow especially, loves doing the 3cc 1-1-1 or 2-1-1, or Morrow even does a command center, not Nexus, command center first, 2-1-1 build, which I really like on smaller maps because it's basically, if you actually take a look at it, ByuN does it also in this tournament. They cut workers around 45, and it's really just a 2-base all-in. So it's really cool. I like it on maps with good tank positioning. So here he's going up to, I think it's 6 Hellions, getting another Marine. The second Marine is just to kill Overlords. He's thinking there's going to be a sneaky Overlord over here. Generally, sometimes Zerg sneak up because then you get a free scout on the 1-1-1 or 2-1-1. So it's going to be two Marines, and then he's going to get 6 Hellions. After the starport, this is why I want to talk about this build, is he's going for the Fusion Core. Now, in his qualifier games against Elazer, what he does is he still goes for the Fusion Core. He goes for the Fusion Core on Death Aura, which is a really good battlecruiser map. This map is also a decent battlecruiser map because you can not die over here. You have some place to not die over here. And battlecruisers are generally pretty safe other than against an early Roach. Ravager all in, which generally is only really going to happen on Lightshade. And you can get a safe 10 worker kills while keeping your Hellions alive. Well, going for battlecruisers, your Hellions are to dive in, but they're to dive in to distract, not really to kill. You don't want to lose all your Hellions and only have a battlecruiser, because he can just then flood you with Lings and you die. So I really like this battlecruiser because he's not going to go mech. The battlecruiser really is just about safe damage to the Zerg while he gets up his 3-1-1 bio. So I'm not going to do this whole game because you see it's 40 minutes. Here he just wanted to show that he was still building stuff, which you don't really have to worry about on ladder because no one's going to notice that really. But at his level he had to pretend like he was going to keep building Hellions and there was no battlecruiser coming. And of course he's going up to 6. This is against Serral, amazing Zerg, so it's obviously a good build. It's a really safe build. What he does against Elazer is he's actually, as soon as this tech lab is done, he fakes a Banshee. And he builds the Banshee to like 90% completion until he knows he's safe. What he does with these 4 Hellions is he pokes this third, seeing some sort of drones, but most importantly, seeing the queens putting creep out. And even seeing another queen being built, which tells you that you're safe. You're not going to get roached all in if the Zerg is wasting energy on tumors, especially at the third. Right, so 4 minutes, you see another queen being made. You see 2 queens placing creep at the third. So you're probably not going to die to a roach all-in, because why would the Zerg waste all this energy when they could just be injecting? So yeah, Serral's going up to 6 queens. 3, 4, 5, 6, which is pretty safe against battlecruiser, so he must have known it's coming, or he's just assuming. I mean, queens are pretty good against the Hellbat build too, so it's pretty safe. But I really like just building the Banshee and then canceling it when you get the 300 gas that you would then, or sorry, the 200 gas that would then take you up to the 300, and then you make your battlecruiser. Because if you don't scout and you're not sure if you're going to die to a roach all-in, you just don't cancel the Banshee. And then by the time the roaches get there, you have a Banshee for 4:25, 4 o'clock. It's got 6 Hellions. The Hellions are just to keep the queens here. And they'll be like, look, I made a lot of Hellions. 6 Hellions is more than 4. So I'm not doing my 2-on-1. Or it's more than 2. I'm not doing my 2-on-1 build. What am I doing? So he's poking in. He's getting free damage. But most importantly, he's not killing anything. And then this pretty late, not the latest ever, because with the 2-on-1 CC first, you're getting this around 6 minutes. But it is quite late. You're going to be getting it after the first battlecruiser, and then after, so he goes up to 8. I don't know if you need to go up to 8. You can go up to 8, follow ByuN's build, but 6 is generally safe, and then you can lift off. I guess because you're saving up minerals to do this, you may as well go up to 8, and then lift off, and you're going to do double barracks. And that's interesting. He's not going mech. Right? He's not going mech after the battlecruiser. So on the ladder, you're going to mess with some people, right? People are going to think, hey, this is a battlecruiser with a bunch of Hellions. He's going mech. I'm going to throw down a roach thing, a roach warren. I'm going to be super safe. So then we're going for an early stim right after these guys. This guy doesn't really do anything. So here you want to pay attention to your battlecruiser the most because you want to kill drones. We're going to run away and go down here. These guys are just to keep some units here. Don't lose them. And your battlecruiser, you're just trying to get some drone kills or some queen kills. So here he's microing here. And now he's looking elsewhere. Building gases at home. But he micros this quite a lot. Especially in the game versus Elazer, he micros it a lot. The sound is actually quite loud. So after, just like a regular sort of 3-1-1, you're going to get your racks. Nope, that's a mistake. You're going to get your racks, then you're going to get your 2 upgrades and your 2 gases, and then you're going to try and take your 3rd with medevacs coming out. So he didn't get as many drone kills as he wanted. If you want to see, there's the Elazer game where he gets 10 free drone kills, but this makes you super safe. Right, like I said, this sort of keeps him on his side of the map, makes him think he's going mech, and the common counter to this is they're going to go Spire and go for Mutas or Corruptors. Going for Corruptors, that would be great for you. If he goes Corruptors, obviously Serral smart and would notice, hey, why isn't there another battlecruiser? So he's going to go Mutas. But on ladder, depending on your level, someone could just go Corruptors, and then they're going to be useless, right? You're going to get a bunch of Marines out, and the Corruptors are going to be useless. So your 3rd base is going to be super safe. Your battlecruiser you can just hide and keep it super safe under the Marines. So it's no big deal. We're going for Armory around halfway through our +1. And then we're going for Mines. So mines because we saw the Spire with our battlecruiser. And from here he's just going to do his multi-prong style. And the last thing I want to point out with this build, so here he's just going across because his medevac should be there. He's just walking across, going to clear some creep. This guy's going to try and kill an overlord and maybe see if there's a base here. Yep, medevacs are here. This is pretty safe. So right now it's 7:30. We have our Marine squad, which is, you know, a regular 2-on-1 squad. Just obviously a little bit delayed. We have a battlecruiser, which keeps us safe in the early game and is constant harass basically forever, especially if they don't go Mutalisk. But even if they do, with jump out, is basically free harass forever. We kept our Hellions alive, so we're not going to die to a Ling Rush. And now we have Marines, bunch of Hellions, Hellbats. So here, this is a pretty good time to try and do some damage to punish a fourth. Unfortunately, this map is really hard to punish a fourth because if your Marines go all the way over here, well, he just goes over here with his Zerglings. So ByuN is going to try and go in here. This is a decent number of Bailings. It's not going to work out so well. I'll just let that play out. It's a good trade, and because the Romanticide is pretty safe, it's going to turn into a super long game, and then we'll go into the next one. So here's the Hellbat push, which you're hitting around 8 minutes trying to deny a fourth with this Hellbat push with the Marines, while your battlecruiser also checks the other fourth and goes for some drone kills. So I think Serral should send off a couple Marines, or sorry, a couple Lings, but he's worried about dying obviously, because this is quite a lot of Marines and a lot of Hellbats. So he just walks off creep. ByuN always does this. Right? He's never fighting on creep. TvZ is all about starving out the Zerg. So you want to push this fourth, but you don't want to defend the fort, like defend your fight here. You just want to fall back and fight off creep the whole time. He never has more than like 10%, 30% of his army on creep, because there's no reason to. You're going to trade out more efficiently, and as long as you don't take massive economic damage from these guys, you're never going to lose. Right? Morrow does the same thing. It's especially common in TvZ. He does it similarly in TvP, where he just wants to play a later game because he thinks he's better. He can do a multitask style, and multitask style is going to get better and better the longer it goes, because your opponent is going to get fatigued, and your opponent is going to make mistakes. Right? ByuN is known for his micro and known for his fast play, which is why he has those wrist issues that we've talked about. He also, a lot of the times, I see this as an army hotkey, so this must be an extra hotkey that he uses for whatever he wants, whatever he needs in that moment. But he actually generally uses 4 army hotkeys, one with just his buildings and then CCs and upgrades. He uses 4 army hotkeys, which is pretty amazing. Okay, now I want to talk about what you're supposed to do if you're going to get all in. So this one, he's also not going for the Reaper. Again, you could go for the Reaper, but you don't really need to, because I'm going to show you what your response should be if you think you're getting all in. So here, Elazer versus ByuN. This is the best of 3. This is the finals of the qualifiers. He's going again for a 1-1-1 build. It doesn't last long enough for us to know if he was still going for the battlecruiser build, but again, the battlecruiser build is just an adaptation of ignoring those banshees. You can definitely go for banshees, but I prefer the battlecruisers. I feel they're safer and easier to micro. Like, I'm not Maru, I'm not ByuN. I find that banshees are too finicky and they die all the time. So he's going 1-1-1. He's doing the double gas, factory before reactor, and then finally he's going for the depot, and then he's going to go for starport before Hellions. But what's going to happen, right? Again, he just has 1 Marine. And Elazer says, well, I saw you do this build. Literally the last game he won with this build. You didn't scout me. ByuN didn't scout at all. He didn't make a Reaper at all this series. So Elazer's just going to go with an early roaches and try to kill ByuN. So ByuN now knows, with these two lings attacking him, he knows something's up, and he doesn't switch to make Hellions. He makes a lone Hellion and some extra Marines. Because in case of this, in case it's a ling run by, he needs some more Marines up here to not die. And that extra... it actually died, and Wardy didn't see it, but that first Hellion is the most important thing because it ran across the map and it saw roaches. So he sees roaches moving across the map. I think it was 320 he saw it, and it died. And this, he was doing this, the switch, before he saw that. So he's actually going to cancel it and switch back, I think, as he was going for a Hellbat medevac push. So he lets his Hellions finish up, goes for an instant Banshee, which is great. So another thing he did, if you think you're getting all in, so he lets the two Hellions finish because they were basically finished almost. After he made that single Banshee, because he saw the lings on his side of the map, and then he saw a lot more lings on his side of the map, he built that single Hellion, and then importantly he built a tech lab on the factory and then swapped them. Because that tech lab could then make Banshees if he needed to, or make tanks if he needed to, or more importantly, Cyclones if he needed to. Tanks I don't think are the answers to Ravagers. I think Cyclones are. And then he's trying to get this bunker up. Now, he always pulls, and Morrow also always pulls 5 workers when you're defending this. And the reason for that is you need to defend the ramp hard because, well, then the lings can't attack. But if the lings are attacking, then some of the roaches can attack. You need to defend here really hard. You want to defend your ramp insanely hard. Because if they get in, then you're super dead. And then as soon as the Banshee's out and you're repairing, there's no more Ravagers, it's over. So Elazer's just funneling into Hellions and funneling, and it's over. Yeah, GG. So I just want to say, like 111 is super safe even without the Reaper, because if you see lings on your side of the map messing with your CC, well then you know, okay, let me get out this early Hellion and the early tech lab on the factory, and then you can switch for more Hellions. But that early Hellion, send it right across the map, and by 3:30, if you see roaches, just do exactly what ByuN did. Lift to the high ground, get a bunker, get some Banshees, defend the ramp. So that's ByuN's 111. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching him destroy Zergs.